Find me at jasminesquad.com. Here, let's get up close.
Ready?
Ah! And I know that there are some people who are debating if you're going to stay till the end of the Q&A. So thank you guys. I just put a mint in my mouth because I had so much onions at lunch. It's just not a good look.
On the spot, how you respond and come up with ideas.
Yeah.
And so that's what we wanted to throw into this mix here.
I love it. I'm tired. I woke up really early, and these shoes hurt, and the monitors will cover my feet. Just being real.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Jordan. I'm actually not a photographer, so it's a little...
This is amazing. What do you do?
I do marketing, so I love what you're doing, and it kind of has to do with the transition, because you said that you shot your last wedding, and you thought, I'm going to put it all into social curator, and then if it doesn't work, I'll go back to wedding.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of people that make transitions or want to pivot, and not necessarily leave photography to do something else, but launch a different aspect of their business or change something. So how did you prioritize that when you're building, like you still are doing wedding photography and building something else on the side? How do you balance that, or what tools or,
So the public pivot happened in 2017. We started working on the pivot in 2015. So it took us 2 years and running 2 companies at the same time. This is the thing that a lot of people won't talk about because it is so not glamorous. And a lot of times people on the outside will be like, oh, hey, that happened so fast for you. I was like, 3 years is not that fast. But what we did on the back end was I didn't want to publicly come out and alienate any of my clients. I wanted, they earned the respect of me being 100% dedicated to them, outward facing. We didn't actually start even promoting things. Somebody had mentioned being a PTP student in March 2017. We were running 2 businesses at the same time. I did not have a life. It's not something I recommend, but I also live by the sword and die by the sword. I saw my mom almost die when she was 50 years old, and I was 25. Every time somebody comes at me with any decision, I say, how much time am I losing? I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. So in my mind, I did the unglamorous thing of running 2 wildly stressful and successful businesses. I started consulting with other businesses, started sharpening my teeth. I was taking speaking events for like 10 people at local marketing events because I wanted to say, do I have the chops to say what I'm saying to photographers? Does it work with other people? Started taking private clients, private consultations, and realized, I think I do. And then throughout every single step of this process, I started realizing, I first went into consulting like, I'm gonna have a marketing strategy, and then I realized that people couldn't implement a strategy without photos, without captions, and without knowing the heck to do. So then we had this wild idea. After a very failed public, I lost half my team in a day for reasons we won't get into, wildly disappointing. I felt like my gut was punched straight out of me. And then JD and I were walking the dog, and he says, what do people want and need? I said, they don't know what to say on social media. They don't have any photos. And he's like, okay, we're gonna do it. That didn't come until after we had pivoted a year and a half before. When you pivot, you think you're gonna do something, and all of a sudden things come along and you realize, oh, this was priming me for the thing that I wanted to do. But we have never have known that, and we would have never gotten to that point as fast until we decided we were gonna run 2 businesses at the same time to pursue ultimately where I wanted to go. I don't know, I feel like that's like a long answer. Okay, cool. And then if I answer and it doesn't resonate with you, like come back at me. Like I come from law school, Socratic method. You challenge, you challenge, you challenge, you challenge. Because I could talk a lot of words, but if I'm making sense, it's no worth to you. So totally call me out on that.
All right, raise your hand if you have a question, and I'm gonna get a mental picture. I'm working my back. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Okay, I just have a quick question about what do you think is the best ratio of like personal to business on your Instagram? Like how much of yourself should you be putting out there? How much of your work should be?
Are you building a personal brand or a business brand?
Oh.
No. So first things first. So here's the thing, I come at you hard only because this is the thing that I prioritize in my life is time. I'm not gonna sit here and coddle you. You have to make the decision today. Are you building a business brand or are you building a personal brand? Because the answer to my questions and the answer and the directives that you're gonna have for everything you do hereafter depends on how you answer the first question. If you don't answer the first question, you can't answer anything else because it doesn't make sense. So if you're building a personal brand, your post could absolutely be 50-50. If you're building a business brand, 80%, 20%. Does that help? Where do you think, well, hold on, I'm gonna push back at you. What do you think you want to build?
Well, I want to build personal, but right now it's more business. Because I don't know how much personal to put in that people want to see.
When you post pictures of yourself or your family or what you're wearing, how does it compare performance-wise to the other posts that you're posting from your business?
Better.
You have your answer. That's just it, and it's uncomfortable. I hate having my photo taken. I hate showing up and talking about myself because it makes me feel so vain. I am truly an outgoing introvert. Being up here, I'm sweating like a buffoon. But I know that I get to go on vacation with my husband. I know we get to buy my father-in-law like a 2001 Toyota Tacoma that a gardener on our street had, and it's like $8,000. And I'm like, we're gonna get that for our father-in-law. Because I will stand on a stage and sweat like a buffoon because I'm building a personal brand, and people will invest in me, they won't invest in my advice, and people are gonna invest in you, they're not gonna invest in your photos. When you know you're building a personal brand, you step into that and say, I'm wildly uncomfortable, and I'm doing it because I know where I'm going as a result. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you.
Listening to you about all the obstacles that we have about, well, I may not be as good as others, or I'm too old for this, or X. And thinking about getting started, do I use a business name or do I use my name? And I'll tell you, I heard your answer, but the thing is, I have a business name, and thinking about the type of photography that I want to do about women and empowerment and Latinas, I think a personal brand would be great. I have the Bonita photography also.
Okay, I get it. Snapchat was not a thing. Google was not a thing. Twitter was not a thing. Apple was a fruit. We, the name, don't get caught up in the name right now. You can build a personal brand building an account called Women Empowering Latino Women. You can build a personal account being crackers and cheese all day. Like, the name is not as important, and the name can change. My big advice to anybody here is create good content. Create content that puts a stake in the ground, regardless of the name on the outside, because the name can change. So you know, ask yourself, this is a great test by Anne Lamont. Ask yourself right now, if I were to name my account my name, how do I feel? And then you ask yourself, if I were to name my account Latino Women Empowering Latino Women, something our body physically is guiding us. We were hardwired this way to know the answer that we want, and if we're wrong, we fix it. Do it. Name it. Post, fix it. Do. That is it. It's not hard. Don't get caught up right now.
Even with the political tone that I can do.
Because the political totality. Because we're underrepresented. Because I stand on a stage and somebody says, you look like me. Your parents came from me. Because our parents are gardeners. Because our parents are housekeepers. I walk down this housekeeping and everybody there is Latina, and I say, you're my aunt. You're my grandmother. I do this here because of you. You should put a stake in the ground and say, this is who I'm for. I never forget where I came from. Where did that come from? I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Because of that. Because of that. Because of that. That's why you stand up. You represent people without a voice. We all do. Not brown, not women, not mothers. We all represent a small group of people, and we should represent them with our totality and who we are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. What the heck? Where did that come from?